Congratulations, you got the Brazilian Blowout and Salon Smoothing Treatment. You're going to love it. We have so many guests who receive this treatment ongoing every 12 weeks, and they just love the results that they get by this. I mean, it cuts your blow drying time in half, it eliminates frizz, it adds tons of shine, it protects your color for longer. There's just so many benefits to this treatment. There is some important information you need to know about getting this treatment and how to care for it at home. It is essential that you use certain products made by Brazilian Blowout in order to prolong your treatment. It's like the insurance that you buy for your in-salon treatment. You've invested this money into yourself, into your hair, and that's wonderful. You're going to love it. But make sure you protect that investment with the insurance of these products. These products are only guaranteed to be authentic and to be what they say they are when you purchase them through a certified Brazilian Blowout retailer. So this is only salon professionals. If you're finding it on Amazon and eBay, 9 times out of 10, it's not the correct product. We've actually done tests to this in different colors. They work differently, all these things, and they get shut down all the time, but they get put back up all the time too. So make sure you're not losing your money by purchasing from places like these when you're not going to get the guaranteed results. The other awesome note is that these products will last you a long time. So they're high concentration of all the right ingredients and the right products, so you don't have to use a whole lot. Mine typically lasts me till my next Brazilian Blowout treatment or even after. They last a very long time. You just use them correctly and get used to using small amounts. These products add back in the nutrients of your awesome in-salon treatment. So it's guaranteed to last the longest possible and to have the best results possible. So the products that you're gonna need to have absolutely to ensure the longevity and the results of your Brazilian Blowout treatment are first the shampoo and conditioner. Look for a list of all the amazing benefits below, and I'll show you exactly how to use them. The other product that's a must-have is a weekly treatment if you shampoo daily, or like every other week if you don't. That is the deep conditioning mask. This treatment is absolutely amazing for your product. I actually have some clients who just like to use this for their conditioner, and it gives you the optimum longest results. The other essential product that you must have with your Brazilian Blowout is the ionic bonding spray. It comes to you like this. It's a 4-in-1 treatment. It seals the cuticle, blocks humidity, eliminates frizz, and it cuts your blow drying time in half. How often you use this product depends on how thick and coarse your hair is and how much you like the feel. So if you're an everyday shampooer, you would use it once to twice a week. If you only wash every 3 to 4 to 1 day a week, well, then your time expands. What I encourage you to do is feel your hair. And if you feel like that it's starting to feel a little heavy, it shouldn't. That's one of the benefits of the Brazilian Blowout compared to other keratin smoothing treatments. So if it's beginning to feel a little heavy, maybe back off the product a little and shampoo one extra time in between using it. If you feel like you need a little more weight, then maybe start to use it a little more often. 2 of the other products that you're going to want to use for the Brazilian Blowout treatment, really you choose between both of them. It's the Thermal Straightening Balm from the Brazilian Blowout. This one's a little heavier weight. It's for somebody who needs that extra oomph to get it a little more straight and smooth, or if you have thicker, coarser hair. Or if you want it smooth and straight but don't want the weight, just use less of it. The other one is your smoothing serum. Your smoothing serum will also add back in all the wonderful ingredients and benefits from this treatment. They are both thermal protectors, so it's so essential that you have thermal protection anytime that you style, especially if you're not just air drying. So I'm getting ready to show you how to use these products at home. First, you have your shampoo. So when you get in the shower, make sure you wet down your hair and make sure it's really wet before you start applying your shampoo. So for hair about my length and thickness, believe it or not, it's pretty thick when you get in there, but it's a silkier, shinier texture. You're going to want to use about a quarter size, about right there. So hair that's shorter, you'd use a little less. Hair that's longer or thicker, you'd use a little more. But you do want to make sure that your hair is completely sopping wet before you begin. Make sure to separate at your scalp and get really wet by your scalp as well. Depending on how thick your hair is, you might not be getting the water right by your scalp. We'll talk more about that in a moment. So you have the shampoo on your hand. First, what you're going to do is rub it through really good. You want to spread it through your hands before it ever touches your hair. Now with your shampoo, you're out of the water now. You're going to lightly coat the outside of your hair. I'm not going to actually do it because my hair is just damp and I'm not getting in the shower. So you're going to lightly coat the outside of your hair. With your shampoo, you're starting at your root area, your scalp, right? And around the edges. And then what you're going to do is get the underneath and in between. But you're focusing your shampoo, spreading it at your scalp. And you'll worry about your ends later. So you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to separate this area in the back and go 6. So you're doing it right at your scalp. And then you're going to start to work and leather it in. If you feel like it's not leathering up enough, you can add a little more water. Like if this is the nozzle of the shower head, right? I'd kind of just lightly go in. I'm not going to hold it under the water long enough to rinse shampoo. I'm just adding a little water to it. And then it's going to set up more for you and spread throughout. So you're going to want to focus on cleansing your scalp first. Now once you cleanse really well at your scalp, what you're going to do is rinse really well, right? You cleanse really well at your scalp, you get some through the ends, spread it throughout. It's going to spread so much easier if you focus on cleansing your scalp first. So now you're going to rinse. You're going to start rinsing here, right? So your nozzle of your shower is up here, and you're tilting your head backwards in the shower, and you're rinsing really well by your hairline and all throughout. Here's the problem. Under here at your scalp does not get rinsed. And 80% of people do not rinse the shampoo and conditioner out of their scalp area, especially the area I just showed you, well enough. So you get buildup and you get weighted, which sometimes the key is to have more weight in your hair, right? When you have thick, coarse hair, but not this kind of weight. Your hair is not going to grow as well because it has shampoo and conditioner over time clogging. The other area is on your sides. So what I'm going to have you do is while the shower head is coming down, right, you're going to rinse really well first, and then you're going to lift, and you're going to separate, and you're going to really rinse by your scalp. You want to feel the water on your scalp. And then you're going to hold out the sides, and you hold them out like this, just like you did on the back, and let the water run through at your scalp really well. Better yet, a handheld shower nozzle is great, especially for those with really thick hair. Even those with finer hair, you still want to make sure that you're separating in the back, lifting on the sides, lifting in the crown, all those places where the buildup happens and it starts to weigh your hair down. Next, we're going to use your conditioner. So with your conditioner for the Brazilian Blowout, all the added benefits, again, of the treatment, you're going to put a little bit in your hand. So for somebody with my type of hair, it's a little finer, silkier, but I have a lot of it. To a medium texture, you might use more. That's more than a pea-size amount, just a little bit more though. So for someone who has hair that's shorter or much finer, you might use a little less. For somebody who has hair that's thicker and longer, you might use a little more. The key with your conditioner is to rub it through your hands again first. There's a common theme here, right? Always spread every product through your hands before it ever touches your hair. So spread it through your hands really good first. You're going to start with your conditioner on your ends. You want the highest concentration of your conditioner through your ends. So I'm in the shower. My head's back like this. I'm going to coat the whole outside of my hair first. And then I'm going to put a little more conditioner on my fingertips as I go. And I'm going to start to work through the middle of those ends, right? I'm kind of doing it, but you're going to get in there with your fingertips. And then when I have less left on my hands, I'll bring some up towards the top. Now you want to let it sit in there for a little bit. You want to make sure it's spread really well, and you want to make sure that you let it sit in for a few. Now the thing is, before you start applying your conditioner, you want to kind of wring your hair out. Whereas you wanted your hair really wet when you put in the shampoo, you don't want it as wet with the conditioner because you want your hair to absorb up all the nutrients from that conditioner. Now the same thing with your conditioner, what you're going to do is rinse really well by your scalp first. If you leave about 10% of your conditioner through your ends, that's perfectly fine. And if your hair's a little thicker and coarser, you could leave even a higher percentage through your ends. But you do want to rinse really well by your scalp. Again, for the health of your scalp, but also for the styling. It's going to be really hard to get any shape movement or volume at your scalp if it's weighed down by conditioner. So you're going to make sure to lift out the sides really well, let the water run through by your scalp, lift up here, let the water run through. If not, and in the back, like I showed you before. But if you don't do this, what you're doing is the water is running over top, and it's not actually rinsing by your scalp underneath. Now the next thing you're going to want to do, you're out of the shower, you have towel dried your hair really well, and now you're going to spray your ionic bonding spray. Make sure that you shake this up before you apply it. Also make sure that you start your application through the ends. So you'll shake it up, you'll spray really well through your ends, and you want to make sure the nozzle's out here, that it's not here. You want to separate your hair, lift it up, move it around, get the product all throughout. And then you're going to apply either your smoothing serum or your straightening balm or both. Depending on the length and how thick your hair is, depends on how much of this you want to use. Again, for somebody with my hair type, it's going to be about that much. For somebody with a finer hair type, that much or even a little less. For somebody with a hair type that is thicker or longer or curlier and coarser and you need more taming, you're going to add a little more. Same with both products. It may be a little less with your straightening balm if that's what you are choosing to use, or you can use both. If you use both, keep it about this amount for your serum and a little less for your straightening balm. That is your heavier product. So you have it on your hand. You're always going to spread it through your hands really good before you ever touch your hair with the product. And then you're going to coat the whole outside, the bottom of your hair first. And then you're going to put a little more on your fingertips and start to work it through the ends. Flip to this side to get it all over your hair. And then whatever's left on my hands, when most of the product is no longer there, I'm going to put a tiny bit up through the top and work it through this area. Now if I want to continue on and use the Brazilian Blowout Root Lift Spray, it's amazing. Or after these steps, I could also use the dry oil from the Brazilian Blowout. That's very popular with our guests. It's a very lightweight oil that adds tons of shine. So you can use it even if you have fine, thin hair. Works amazing. All right, so now it's time to blow dry and style your hair. You'll be absolutely amazed when you use the diffuser or even air dry how you get that frizz-free defined wave, or when you blow dry how fast it is to get polished, perfect results in half the amount of time. Enjoy your Brazilian Blowout. We're so happy that you chose us as your go-to for your treatments and your product, and we can't wait to see you back again. If you ever need anything at all, you have any questions in the meantime, always feel comfortable, always feel free to call.